Hi, and welcome to another episode of Reach Higher Thursday. I'm Nikki Devitt, president of the Petoskey Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I am joined this time by Casey Cook, who is the policy specialist and staff attorney for Tip of the Mitt Watershed Council. Casey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Nikki.
So let's talk about this. Where did you go to high school? What is your background?
Sure. So I went K through 10th grade in Petoskey Public Schools, and then my family moved up to Marquette in the Upper Peninsula, so that's where I graduated from. And then I went to Kalamazoo College. I did my undergraduate degree in international area studies, focusing in Latin America. And then I just this past year graduated from law school from Indiana University.
So let's talk about this. You are a policy specialist and the staff attorney for Tip of the Mitt Watershed Council. So this is not a typical what people think of when they think of a law path. So what does a typical day look like for you?
Sure. So one of the things that drew me to this path and to a less traditional legal path for my career is that no one day looks the same. So I get to do a lot of different things, and really I look at my job as problem solving, collaborating with community members to address the issues that are important to them. So some days I'm researching local government ordinances, the laws that are in place in our communities, and seeing how they can better protect our water resources. I'm often at local government meetings working with the community in that way. I am answering questions that citizens have about environmental regulations that impact their properties or their communities. I also comment on all our permit applications that impact water resources in Antrim, Charlevoix, Sheboygan, and Emmett counties. So I'm often getting involved in development projects and trying to make sure that while we're developing our communities, we're also protecting the water resources that bring people up here and keep people here. The things that we all as a community really are invested in and care about.
That is absolutely fantastic. And I love the dynamics of everything that you get to do and impact the community. That's fantastic. So that's a lot. So there's got to be some very specific skills that you feel are important to what you do. What would you say those skill sets are?
Sure. So I would say what you would call the hard skills are reading, writing, and researching. But I also think that, and again, one of the things I really love about my job is the most important part, I think, is being a good communicator and collaborator. So, our mission is to protect and enhance Northern Michigan's water resources, but that work cannot be done alone. So we need to be working in partnership with our community. And so, being a good listener, being responsive to feedback, being able to communicate in a number of different settings, those are the things that I think really make someone in this type of role successful.
So it's an incredible path that you've taken, and you've landed someplace where you're happy. And so now you have an opportunity to give advice. And if you had one piece of advice that you could give to a student who's maybe interested in law or policy or environmental issues, what would it be?
Sure. So I have two pieces of advice. And the first, I think, applies to any student, no matter what you're interested in. I would encourage you, and I think this program is a great way of doing that, but I would encourage you to really think about not just what career fields interest you or what academic fields interest you, but what that career will look like really on the day-to-day. I have a lot of friends, we got into law school and someone said, I really don't like to read and write. And they had that sort of epiphany of maybe this isn't the right career path for me. So I think as early as possible that you can talk to mentors in the field, shadow someone, and get a sense of what does their day-to-day look like? How does that fit with their lifestyle? And really reflect on what you'd like to be doing, 10 years from now. I think that'll get you really far. In terms of policy and advocacy, I would encourage you to practice writing. Find something that you like to do, write for a journal or, do creative writing, whatever it is, keep those writing muscles strong. And if you're interested in public advocacy, I would encourage you to practice public speaking. It's a hard skill and sometimes a little intimidating, but just like anything else, it just takes some practice. So the sooner that you can start building those skills, I think the easier law school will be for you, and you'll really serve your future career interests while doing that.
Casey, thank you so much. That's fantastic advice. You're more than allowed to do more than one piece when you give great advice like that. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We will put your contact information at the end of this video so that if someone has further questions, they can just follow up with you. So thank you again so much for taking time with us today.
Sounds great. Thank you, Nikki. And I look forward to hearing from the students. I wish them all the very best of luck.
Fantastic. Thanks.